Well, hi, it's Adair Palmer here, and I'm here with Tony Everard doing a special webinar for you, Facebook Live, going from dread to delight, which is really, really exciting. It's the first webinar that we've done and we're doing, and we are looking at a couple of aspects of Facebook. Specifically, I'll be looking at before, during and after going live, some more technical aspects of what you do when you go live on Facebook. Tony will be taking us through some pretty amazing processes around the mindset and building your confidence and your self-assurance for going live on Facebook. So this is really exciting. It's great to have you all here and to see so many people at such short notice. That's amazing, really, really amazing. Well done, and thank you for joining us. Just a little bit about myself. I started actually with a direct marketing company a few years ago, 2 years ago actually, and I just want to share with you how I got to be here today after working in government for a long time. And then I, as a result of the direct marketing, direct sales company that I was involved in, I built quite a big network and using Meetup as well. And I had a big group in Meetup, and somebody asked me if I would advertise their training for hypnotherapy in return for a free ticket for hypnotherapy certification. And I went, well, I have no idea what that is, but it sounds like fun, and I'll go. And I did, and I loved it. And I became a hypnotherapist. I own my own practice here at home, and I was using Facebook and Facebook, my business page on Facebook, to get clients using using Facebook. And then my other hypnotherapist colleagues, because I met so many amazing people in this new family that I'd sort of made, these friends that I've made, was saying, well, how do you do this? How do you attract clients? And I just said, well, I just use my Facebook page. And they said, well, will you show us? And I went, yeah, because it's fun and I love doing it. And I'd started doing that about just over a year ago, and that sort of morphed into becoming a bit of an obsession, actually. I still practice hypnotherapy, but I really, really love showing people, sharing with people my knowledge and what I've gained and what I've learned on actually getting the business people connected into the right ways of attracting clients on Facebook. And I've got a book coming out which is called Unlocking the Facebook Code, 10 Steps to Attracting Clients. I've got a boot camp running at the moment. I'm doing week-long intensive courses, and I'm also doing workshops, live workshops around Adelaide, sort of once every couple of months. So there's lots of stuff happening, lots of stuff to come in the future. But I'd just like to pass you over to Tony so she can introduce herself to you as well. So Tony, a bit about yourself.
Hi, thanks Adair, thank you very much. And yeah, look, it's an absolute pleasure to be here and doing this with Adair, because funnily enough, you know, Adair and I have a lot of similarities in our backstories, and they've kind of just crossed over. Really lovely. So my background is that I worked in banking and accounting for a lot of years, and I got to a point where my life just wasn't where I wanted it to be. I was a single mum and working a part-time job and generally not very happy in my life. So I started looking for something else, you know, that I could do to sort of expand my knowledge and, you know, broaden my horizons. And anyway, that path led me into learning about some online marketing. And it was through this online marketing where I actually first started doing some video, and that was a couple of years ago. And but I quickly found that, you know, there was a lot of personal development stuff that was part of the training that I was doing, and I realized then that it was the work I needed to do on myself that was most important. So that sort of led me down a path of learning about neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, and hypnotherapy. And from there, I just found that it made such an impact on my life that I wanted to help other people. And so I started coaching and practicing, and I was just getting such fantastic results using these tools and techniques that I decided to take my studying right through to being a trainer. So now I still work one-on-one coaching people. But I also train, so I've got a week-long course as well coming up, a 7-day mindset makeover. I do half-day weekend seminars, I do full weekend seminars, and also I do full 7-day NLP practitioner certification training. So look, I really, really love working with people and, you know, bringing out the best in them and having people see that they get great results. And I find that I'm drawn to work with business owners, as is Adair. So Adair and I have met, and we've got a lot of synergies, which has been really, really fantastic. And we both love doing video. And, you know, and this is the thing that it's come to, is that people often, when we talk to them, they're like, how is it that you're on video? You know, I'd love to do video, but I'm so scared. So this is where it comes to us. It's like, well, perfect. We can bring our skills together and present this webinar on how you can go from, you know, dread to delight by being really, really confident on live video. So on that note, I'm going to pass it back to you, Adair, so you can start off telling us about all the technical stuff about how do we do live video on Facebook.
Okay, thank you, Tony. That's awesome. I'm just going to get my slides up here. Bear with me one moment. So hang on, I need to make that smaller. When we go live, there's three, if you can think about it in three different phases. So before you go live, just remember to schedule your live. And now this is something that I can get much, much better at, and it's something that it's just, I get this sort of impulse, I have this thought, I need to share it, and I just jump on live. I do regular lives. I do the Friday Facebook Fix in the Social Media for Small Business Owners group, and I do regular lives in the boot camp and also in the 747. But as for going live on my business page or my personal profile, it's something that I think we could benefit from. I'm just getting a message here. Let's have a look.
Linda got an $8 tripod from Kmart.
Oh, awesome. Okay, we're down to yeah. So it's not shaking, but yeah. So schedule it. You can use the events section in Facebook to schedule your live and let people know that you're on. A couple of times I have done a quick live on my personal profile to say I'm doing the Friday Facebook Fix in my group in about an hour. And when I do that, I actually do get extra people that want to join the group that do hop onto the live bed. So it does work, and it's just a matter of for me personally, being accountable and getting more and more regular at it. I'm just seeing off another chat here. Okay. Okay, beautiful. Linda, you're awesome. I'll read that out in a moment when we get to that. Make sure your battery's charged. Now that's something that might be a no-brainer, but it's actually happened to me, and I've seen it happen to some other leaders that have got fairly high profiles where their batteries, they've just gone, like the middle of the sentence, we're all sort of hanging on the edge of our seats and then just nothing. So just something as simple as making sure your battery's charged, or you have it to connect to a charger, because it's it does actually suck the life out of your battery, but it does, if your battery is a bit low, then you're at the risk of just leaving people hanging, which isn't, and that's totally preventable. So do that. Checking your lighting and positioning of where you are in relation to the camera. Now what I mean by that is when you are outside, if you are in full sun, make sure the sun is like you're looking into the sun. You might be squinting a bit and I can see all your wrinkles, but if you've got the sun behind you, your face is in shadow, and it doesn't really look that good for the viewer's pleasure, if you like. So having the sun in front of you, if you're in shade, that's also good. If it's a sunny day and you're in the shade, then make sure it's full shade. If it's dapple shade, then it can sort of play. You can have it makes it a bit hard to see. I've noticed when I've been out the back and have actually done some live videos from my garden, then if I'm not either in the full sun or in the shade, if you're halfway in between, it makes it for really awkward viewing as well. Make sure you have great audio happening. Now this is something that I heard, which I thought was really interesting, but apparently people will be more forgiving of poor video or viewing than they will of for audio. That might be because there are a lot of people now that tend to watch or listen as they're driving or on the train or whatever, and so they can just listen to what you're saying, unless of course you're actually doing some sort of demonstration where you need to have visuals. But generally speaking, if it's just talking, people would like to have a really crisp, clear audio. So I'm hoping that my audio is okay. My son gave me a Guitar Hero. I asked for his Yeti mic and he said, no, you can't have that, but you can have this one, my Guitar Hero mic, which he'd probably say you should be using, Mum. But anyway, there you go. Good audio if you can. Using a tripod or selfie stick for stability. This is where, if I can get the comment back, Linda said that you got a tripod from $8 from Kmart. And let me see what else you said there. On airplane mode, yes. So, and that's at the bottom of that. So thank you for that. We'll do that. Writing a kick-ass headline that will get people's attention straight away. That is something that I think would be really valuable. If you would find it valuable to have maybe a list of headlines that you could put in, just say yes in the comments box. Just type in yes or yes please, and I'll get together a compilation of headlines that are known to get people's attention. So if you're interested in that for your own live, I'm happy to put something together and send it out to you if you all are wanting that to. Yeah, okay, so
I'd like that to do, thanks.
Beautiful. Okay, so yeah, we've got some. That's another little job for me, but I actually think that's half the battle. If you can get that stuff nailed, if you can. So I've been watching what the leaders are doing, and I've been getting, like ideas around what sorts of words that they're using, and I do know, actually, I'll put in the interest of transparency, I do know that there is a couple of lists around some of the leaders, like Kim Garst and I think Gary V, I can't pronounce his name, Gary V, have put out that to say, these are kick-ass headlines. So they are useful. Yep, okay. So that's unanimous. We'll do that. I'll definitely send that one around as well with the recording. Now, and Linda said around turning off, putting your phone on airplane mode. So apparently you can do that and then turn the Wi-Fi back on. I never knew that. Thank you, Linda. That is awesome for sharing that, because that is
a top tip.
A very top tip. So we're all helping and learning and teaching each other, which is awesome. Now, I think I'm just checking the timing here, because I am prone to talking too much. We want to get to the really good stuff, which is what Tony's got for us. During your live.
It's all good stuff.
It's all good stuff, yeah, I know. But I can't wait to hear what you've got to say. So I'll speed through this. Introducing yourself straight away and establishing your street cred. Now, what that means is some live videos I've been on that people have gone, well, just wait, there might be a few more people show up. Don't ever do that. And I know my lovely daughter Amber has joined us here today, and she actually said to me when I did it once, she said, Mum, don't do that and don't repeat yourself all the time, because people with the interest in what you have to say, they will re-watch it again. And when you go live, Facebook will tell you that they are finding people to watch your live video. And that means that for the first few seconds, people won't be on there, but you pretend that there are a gazillion people waiting, and they're online, and they're all waiting with bated breath to hear what you have to say. Those first 3 to 8 seconds are critical, especially when you're playing it back. So when it goes into people's news feeds, it will still get people. Their attention. It will still get higher levels of organic reach than if you do a link from a YouTube, or if you do a video that's pre-recorded. I've just seen another chat come up here. So I was Linda saying no pressure then to just keep going. Make sure that you've got a gazillion people. Make out that you've got a gazillion people there. Start with a bang, keep going, and don't repeat yourself. And I just repeated myself. So Ask your people to subscribe to get notified when you're live. I think that from what we gathered the other night when we're in the Facebook Code Breakers group, that you don't get a subscribe button if you are live on your personal profile. You should have a notification button that says to subscribe, and ask people to subscribe, and it might have some more. Are you checking, can you check the chats there, Tony? Are you able to?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So
Linda's saying I have no subscribe button on the video.
Okay, so that's interesting, because we thought it might have been in the group, so we might have to check that out actually, because there is a subscribe or notify or get notified. Maybe it's when the video is finished and it says get notified when this person goes live. We'll have to suss that one out, because I'm pretty sure there was a subscribe on the personal profile, but that could have changed. So Linda, we'll check that one out for you. Make sure you tell your peeps what's in it for them, and do this up front. So when you introduce yourself, establish your street creds, and then say this is what we've got for you. Interact with your people that are on. Use their names often, and when they ask, make a comment or ask a question, restate it and restate the question or the comment before you and who made it before you answer it, and also do the sorts of things like I'm saying. If you want to have that free download of Kick-Ass headlines, put your name in the comments. So get people interacting if you can, and in as many ways as you can, to feel like people are engaging and they are getting to be part of that experience. So it becomes multi-dimensional, not just you talking at them. It sort of becomes a more interactive thing. As we go along, it's going to get more and more interactive, so people will be able to do much like we're doing here on the webinar. We'll be able to invite people onto our Facebook Lives, and we can do interviews, that type of thing, but that's down the track. I think they're testing that right now. Go live between 5 and 15 minutes and you will reach more people. Now, a lot of people do maybe, I see maybe around 3 to 6 minutes is sort of about the average I see. I don't think you're doing yourself I think you're doing yourself a disservice by not staying on for at least 15 minutes. Now, some people, you would go, especially in the early days, what on earth am I going to speak about for 15 minutes? And my mouth will dry up after 2.5 minutes or even 30 seconds. And I go, now what am I going to speak about? Now you can't shut me up. So just know that the stuff that Tony will take you through after is actually going to give you an opportunity to feel a lot more confident about reaching in and finding your story for people. So Kerry Ann saying 2 minutes scares the hell out of me, never mind 6 minutes. Yes, I understand, Kerry Ann, I really do, and I know exactly what it's like. And if you can go from where I was at with the sweaty palms and the blood pulsing in the ears and your mouth going dry and you're just sitting there looking like a guppy going blah, 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 you can do this. I know you can, because I've done it, and Tony's done it. It absolutely, and Linda's saying it gets easier each time. It really does.
It's going to seem, by the end of this webinar, it's going to seem much, much easier.
It absolutely is, and that's what we're all here for. And Tony will also tell you about a group that she set up. Even more, it's even going to help even more now. So don't worry about going back over what you're saying each time. Okay, we've already gone over that. I'm going to skip. I don't know. There's lots of room for improvement here, hey.
That's awesome. I love it.
Okay, and use call to action. So asking people to do things is a really good thing, because it engages people and it gets people feeling like they're involved in your webinar. One of the things that I have heard Kerry Ann saying, do as I say, not as I do. Yes, I sound like my mother. I swore I'd never do that. But the other thing is, it's really, really important is to learn to laugh at yourself. So I do that often.
That is one tip I'm going to teach. I don't even teach that. That's just a given. Laugh at yourself.
So using call to actions, but also one of the things that I heard in a recent webinar was not to use live video to promote a free webinar. It's not the best use of the time and resources. And they're saying just because if people have to watch a video to register to watch another video, then maybe it's just a little bit, just checking the time here, a little bit doubling up. So just if you are advertising a free webinar, not necessarily a live video is the best way to go. So live videos, I think, are brilliant for adding value, for sharing what you know, for giving special tips, to adding and enhancing people's lives. And of course, webinars are the same as well, but live video is just a different format or a different medium of actually doing that. Now, after you're live, what you can do there is check the video is uploaded to the location that you did it from. I have done this once and once only. I did a Friday Facebook fix and I deleted it instead of uploading it. And that was in the early days, and it was when I was still terrified. So you only do that once. You can, and then you go, well, I'm going to have to do it again. And oh my God, I'm going to look stupid, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, people have forgotten about it now. So I think the thing is Facebook is quite forgiving because things move so fast in the news feed. You can populate stuff all the time, and people might miss it, or you can redo things, and it's like people will, oh look, that's something new. It's a bit like Dory from recent memory. Edit the video. The more you can add to the title, add captions. If you go to YouTube or Fiverr, you can add captions that way. Sometimes if you've got a long video, it is very tedious to do. I started doing it on YouTube. On Facebook, you can add captions on Facebook, but only for very short videos, which is sort of like defeats the purpose to what we're teaching. Is we'd like to see longer videos and you actually giving a bit more of yourself. But YouTube, you can upload it to YouTube. You can add your captions. You can download it again back to your hard drive, and then you can upload it natively to Facebook with the captions. So that's something you can do, or you can send it off to Fiverr if you've got a little budget to do that. So that's really useful, because what you do, most people actually look at videos with the audio off, interestingly enough. If it's got captions, they're probably going to stay there longer because they'll be able to hear and see what's going on. So where you can do captions, it's on my list of things to do and move towards. But I'm doing so many live videos, I'm just not keeping up with myself, and it'll probably take me a day to do the captions. So that's on the list of things to do. Add call to actions on your video when you edit it. Look at the font, the video front, so you can have some graphic artists make something that you can put on if you download it, and you can add a thumbnail, or you can actually add a thumbnail in the editing software, the editing section of videos on Facebook. You can add emojis and all that sort of thing to the title and to where you post it. So go back, look at that, and see how you can maximize that. Make sure you reply to all the questions and comments, and if you go through and you just like comments afterwards, it shows that you're re-engaging with people who have bothered to come on to your video and who have stayed with you, or even if they haven't been able to stay the whole time, you've actually liked any comments that they've made. You've commented back. If you've missed the comments, that's actually a skill that takes a bit of focus too, is actually going through the comments, looking at the comments, and then something I need to work on, picking up where your train of thought was before you looked at the comments, because that sometimes is a bit of a time lag, and then you have to go back and then sort of meander back around and have a bit of a meandering conversation, remembering where you need to go back to. You can turn it into a blog. Now that's what I do with mine. I do a blog on my for my Friday Facebook fix. I do a blog with that. I actually write it up afterwards. Some people write it up beforehand, and yes, we've got someone saying need to skill editing and adding fun stuff. How do you edit the video? Or that another webinar? Yes, Linda and Debbie, editing is at the moment, if you're just starting, I would say just get yourself out there. If you want some more around the editing stuff, we can look at that, Linda. We can look at that in the boot camp, and others who aren't in the boot camp at the moment, maybe we can work on getting you into the boot camp. But at the moment, it's something that is outside of the scope of this particular webinar today. So turning it into a blog as repurposing it. You can put it on your website if you have it, and put it onto share it onto other social media platforms. So I share mine through onto Twitter and to Google Plus as well. I have no other presence on there. I focus on Facebook and LinkedIn, but whatever I do goes out there, and you just don't know who comes up with what, where people are seeing your stuff. It's not a linear path. So just remember that to work out where else you can put this information and get it out there as far as you can so you can repurpose it. Above all, have fun with it. That's why Tony is here to teach us how to have fun with it. I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and I'm going to kick it over to you, Tony, to take us away. So go for it.
Awesome, fantastic. So guys, that's some really awesome stuff that Adair is sharing there. And like we were sort of talking about before, just start where you are. So even if you just, start with a really basic video and add to it as you go along, it's really, that's how we all start. And, like I was saying before, I'm a coach, therapist, and a trainer of NLP. So what I specialize in is what goes on in your mind. What is it that is, what are you creating that is holding you back from doing video? Okay, so in NLP we talk about, and in hypnotherapy, we talk about being at cause or at effect. Okay, so being at cause really means that you take personal responsibility for where you're at. Okay, so it means that when you're at cause, you decide that you're going to take action, that you decide that you can make choices. Okay, and that's where your power is at. So when we're at effect, we blame others, we feel frustrated, and it's just a real powerless place to be in. So whenever it is that there's something that we want to do, it's so important that we make sure we're at cause for ourselves. So we understand that we can choose how we act, we can choose how we react, and that we can move forward. We can decide that that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to go through a couple of little techniques now with you guys. So these are going to be techniques. They might be slightly different than what you've ever done before, but that's perfectly okay. It's going to be a case of that this is going to be a little bit interactive. So we're going to have some fun. So be ready to have some fun, be ready to play along, because this is how you're going to get the most benefit out of this, and how you're going to understand how to be able to go ahead and do video and feel good about it. Okay? And there's going to be a little extra thing at the end that we're going to be telling you about that's going to make it even easier. So you can fully expect, have a think about how you are now, and think about on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident do you feel about doing video? So just write that number down. So just have a think about on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not very confident at all, and number 10 going, yes, put me on video now. Just write down a number, and at the end we're going to check to see how you feel again. So just to see what the difference is. Okay, so a couple of things we know about, so we spoke about cause and effect, and I just want to touch briefly on fear. So, humans by design they're not programmed to do anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. So if you feel a bit uncomfortable, your brain's programmed to avoid that. And, this stuff goes back to, caveman sort of days when fear was a sign that we needed to change something for fear of death. So, rejection or anything else could really mean that was the end of us. So these are the kinds of things that come up when we start doing something that's a little bit out of our comfort zone. But we all know no one's going to die from doing video. Okay, so that's the good thing. Okay, you can be assured you're not going to die from doing video. So a lot of this comes down to the pictures that we make in our heads and the words that we say to ourselves. All right, and this is where it's going to be the key thing that we're going to be focusing on. All right, now we're going to do a couple of things, and firstly, I want to talk about your physiology. All right, so you can. Everyone knows, if you think about it, how you use your body changes according to what you're thinking about or how you're feeling. So if, for example, if you're feeling really kind of down and sad and that kind of stuff, you know that generally people's shoulders tend to slump and they, you know, slouch about and look down and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They probably frown and mumble and all that kind of stuff. But when you're happy, you tend to be like, your shoulders will be up, your chest will be up, you sort of project your voice out more, and you have that, you know, you're looking up and looking at people in the eye and all that kind of stuff. So we know there's a real distinct physiology change or difference with what we're focusing on and what we're thinking about. So this is really key. So when you're going to go and do a video and you're thinking about it or whatever it is that you're doing that's stopping you doing it, simply by changing your physiology, you're going to be able to shift yourself. So that could be that you like take 10 deep breaths, which is a really good one. So if you jump up and take 10 deep breaths, that in itself will change something in your brain that makes it easier for you to move forward. You might get up and do a quick walk around your house. You might do 10 star jumps. You might shake your arms in the air and yell or do whatever, but that whole act of shifting your physiology from being in that place of fear and doubt and worry, changing that like quite dramatically will shift how you feel. Okay, so that's really, really important to do. Okay, so a physiology of excellence. So we're looking at really successful people who manage to do what they need to do to be successful. Are people who are in control of their state. So the state being, you know, their emotions and how they're feeling and how they're reacting to situations. So this is why it's important to be aware of your physiology. So people that manage to do what they want to do are aware of this, their physiology and their state, and they're able to control it and maintain it. So learning these things are really, really key in getting you to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve. Okay, so being able to keep yourself in a positive state. So this is so powerful, not just for doing video, but for anything that you're doing in your life. It's really, really important. So we're going to do a couple of things. Okay, so what we're going to do today, and this is going to be loads of fun, is we're going to create a resource anchor. Okay, so a resource anchor, I'll give you a bit of background. So this is a little bit of stuff of what I teach in NLP. So there was a guy called Ivan Pavlov, okay, and Ivan Pavlov, he used to do some experiments, and he did an experiment where he had some dogs and he had a tuning fork, and he found if he showed these dogs a steak, some raw meat, and they started salivating, and he rang this tuning fork at the same time, and he conducted this over and over again, that soon he could ring this tuning fork without even having a steak, and the dogs would salivate because they had connected the sound of this tuning fork with the steak. Okay, so what that means is that when you link an emotion or a peak state with a unique stimulus, so whether it's a tuning fork, which is like an auditory anchor, or we're going to do like a physical anchor, it links the two neurologically. Okay, so what essentially that means, if we can get ourselves into a high energy peak state of feeling good and confident and motivated and energetic, and we can anchor that on ourselves by either like squeezing our fingers or squeezing our ear or doing something like that, it means when we need that boost, we can fire off that anchor and it will boost us up. Okay, so is everyone following me so far? Just give me a bit of a nod. Yep, yep. So does this sound like something that would be useful to you? Yeah? Awesome. All right. Okay. So, right, so what we're going to do, so I want you guys to decide where you want to create an anchor. So this is where you're going to be playing along. So you can either like squeeze your fingers together, you can like squeeze your earlobe or whatever. So just decide, you can press on your knuckle, you can press on your shoulder, you can just choose an area where you're going to create this resource anchor, so that if you ever need a boost, you know that you can press on that spot wherever it is and you're going to get a boost. Okay, so everyone decided on their resource anchor? Yep, yep, beautiful. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to stack some positive states. Okay, so what's going to happen is that I'm going to lead you along, and when you get to a certain point, and I'll guide you as we go along, you'll need to just press on your resource anchor, wherever that is. Okay, so we're going to create a resource anchor. So this is going to work best if you follow along and play along with me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, is everybody ready? Yep, we're all ready, we're all good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, and you can just follow my lead, is that we're going to get into these peak resourceful states. All right, and then at my, when I say that this is it, and you feel that you're right in that place, you're going to press your anchor. Okay, so now I want you to think of a time, okay, so you're going to use some of your imagination, you're going to use your imagination and really play along with this to get into this moment of time. So I want you to remember a time when you felt totally confident, really, really confident. You can feel how confident you were, you can see what you could see, hear what you could hear, really feel the feelings of being totally confident, okay? And when you can feel that, and you can feel that confidence within you, I want you to press your resource anchor, okay? So feel those feelings of being really confident. Okay, cool. Excellent. Who have we got? Adair. Hell yeah. Adair's feeling confident. Beautiful. Okay, now I want you to next, we're going to do motivated. Okay, so I want you to remember a time when you were totally motivated. So motivated. Okay, you're just so motivated, just ready to go. You're fully pumped up. And remember that time, and as you get fully motivated and you can see what you can see and hear what you hear and feel what you feel totally motivated, fire off that anchor, press that anchor again. Excellent. I can see Leanne's pressing her ear there. Beautiful, beautiful. Totally motivated. Excellent. Okay, now we're going to do energetic. Okay, so I want you to remember a time, a specific time when you were so energetic, full of energy, just busting out the seams of energy, just busting to go. See what you saw, heard you heard, feel those feelings of being fully energetic and anchor that there. Excellent, good. How's everyone going? All right, we're following along? Excellent, good, good, good. Okay, now this one's hugely fun. It's falling down laughing, okay? So, and I can see you guys, I will know if you're laughing or not. So what I want you to do is remember a specific time when you were just falling down laughing. Okay, so I want you to be laughing your head off, and just remember that time, and it was the funniest thing you've ever seen. And let's see what yourself, feel those feelings of just falling down laughing and anchor. I see Dan's got a good one. Anchor that one. Beautiful, beautiful. Excellent. Okay, good, good. Guys, all right, so now, if you've been following along, as I can see that if you've been following along and you've been really getting into these states and anchoring them, now if you test that, you will be able to feel a boost of those states that you just anchored through. Okay, so on a count of 3, I want you to fire off your anchor. So just press where you've been anchoring. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can see the end and there. Excellent. So now you should be getting a feeling of those states. So what happens? Yeah, Leanne's nodding her head. Yeah, how's everyone else gone? Adair, yeah, I can see this. Cool, awesome. So look, this is what happens is that you've made a neurological link between those positive states and that anchor point, wherever that is. Now, the beautiful thing about this is you can stack this resource anchor whenever you're in a peak state. So whenever you are feeling like, if you're having a massive laugh with someone, stack it on. You know, if you're feeling really, really confident about something, really motivated, really energetic, stack it on so that you know that anytime you need a boost, you know you've got this resource anchor and you can fire it off and it's going to help you. So especially at a time like when you're about to do a live video, you know, and you want that boost of energy, you want to feel motivated, you want to feel energetic, you know, you want to feel confident, and you know, you might not want to be falling down laughing while you're doing your video, but you want to be smiling because, you know, you want to be giving over your beautiful personality, you know, because I think I've met pretty much all of you that are here in person, and I know that you're all beautiful, wonderful people. And so that's what you want to be getting across in your videos, and that's what's going to make it really fun, and that's what's going to, people are going to engage with you. So being able to get yourself into that state when you're ready to do a video is going to make it so much more fun. Okay, so who thinks that would be a much better place to be doing videos from? Yeah? Excellent, absolutely. And so knowing that you have the ability to do this, and you know, you can take yourself through that same exercise right before you're going to do a video. Just say to yourself, you know, stack up your anchor before you're going to do it. Remember a time, a specific time when you felt really motivated, when you felt really confident, when you were falling down laughing, and just by doing that and really taking yourself to that place, you're going to give yourself such a boost. It's going to make it so easy to do your video. Okay? Now, there's one other, how am I going for time here? We're sort of going okay, aren't we? There's, excellent. So look, now that we've got our resource anchor and we're going to be fully pumped up and excited and confident and motivated, what we're going to do now is another little technique, okay, that's going to help you train your brain to see yourself completing videos really successfully. Okay, so when we think about, you know, we've got some fear or we've got some anxiety about doing a video, for instance, what actually that is that we're using our brain to create pictures and tell ourselves things about this video not going well. Okay, so anxiety is always a future-based fear where we're imagining something not going how we want it to go. Okay, so what we can do then is retrain our brain to see it going exactly how we want it to go. You know, and we can train ourselves to imagine it going and seeing ourselves completing this, not even just good, but sensationally, you know, so that it's turned out to be one of the best decisions we've ever made to start doing video, and that it's going to really, really create that vision that's going to pull you towards doing video, that, you know, it's going to be a good thing for you to do. Okay, so this is another little technique that you're going to play along with the process. Okay, so, and this is going to again take a bit of active imagination. So play along with me, and you know, if there's anything that you feel you need help with or clarifying afterwards, please, I'll tell you about how I can help you out with that afterwards. But just play along for this session here. It's quite easy, it's quite fun, and what we're going to be doing is playing a little bit in imagination. Okay, so we're going to be looking at how we create our future. So each of us has a timeline, if you would like to imagine a timeline of where we store our past and our future. Okay, so all of our memories and everything is stored on this timeline so that we know, we can tell like how far in the future something is, and we can tell how far in the past something was. Okay, so now what we're going to do first is just get you to do a little exercise so that you can understand, recognize your timeline. Okay, so if you have a think now, if I was to ask you, in what direction is your past? I have an idea that you're going to say it's in some direction from you. Okay, so it might be to the left, it might be behind you, it might be up in the air, it could be anywhere. So if I was to ask you, in what direction is your past, where would you point? So if Dad's pointing behind her, yeah, you can see Amanda's pointing behind her. Yeah, I think pretty much everyone I can see is behind. Yeah, Debbie's out there. Yeah, good. I can't see if I saw everyone, but yeah, great. So you see where that direction is where your past is. Now, if I was to ask you where is your future, which way would you point? Good. Yeah. Oh, Adesh is that poking me in the eye. Yeah, fantastic. Awesome. So you can see then, if you guys can think about the two directions that you just pointed, can you see how that implies a line? Can everybody see that that implies a line from your past to your future? Yeah, yeah, I think that's everyone. Yeah, cool. So that is essentially your timeline. Okay, so if you can remember if you can imagine that stretched out in a line, that's your timeline. So what we're going to do now, okay, is we're going to do a little bit of a visualization for this next section, okay, and it's going to involve your timeline. So if you would like to, if it's easy for you and you would like to, you can close your eyes if it makes it a little bit easier. But what I want you to do is just imagine your timeline, okay, and I want you just to go float above your timeline out into the future till you are 15 minutes past the successful completion of your first video. Okay, so float out into your future until you are 15 minutes past the successful completion of your first video. And once you get there, I want you to turn around and look towards now, and so you can see your timeline and you can see where you have completed this video. And as you can see yourself having completed this video, you notice how happy and accomplished you feel because you have done such a wonderful job completing your video. You spoke clearly and succinctly. You got your message across really well. It was really well received. You notice that you've had lots of likes and comments of support on your video, and you're feeling really, really happy and positive about this video that you've recorded. You've recorded your first video and you've done it beautifully, and it's come along exactly how you wanted it to do. You've got the result that you've wanted, and you're feeling really, really happy and proud of yourself and accomplished for achieving this big goal that you set yourself to start doing live video. You've done it. You've started this video. Okay? So once you're there and you've seen that and you're feeling happy about yourself having completed this video, I want you to just come float back to now and just come back to where you are now, and you can open your eyes. Okay, so welcome back everyone, welcome back. Now, how was that? How was that little exercise? Write me a little note. I'd love to know how everyone is feeling about that and how that went for them. Yes, oh, next video, awesome, love timeline, yes, it's fantastic. Great, Hillary, awesome. Great from Amanda, fantastic. Next food will be a cracker from Linda Marie. Beautiful. Cool from Leanne. Awesome, guys. That is fantastic. That is really, really good. So now I want you to now have a little think about where before, you know, from the start of this webinar, how you felt about when you were going to record a video and what score you gave yourself on a 1 to 10. I want you to now give yourself another score. So now that you have learned all this information from Adair, you know exactly how to do live video, and we've shared all of this information, and you've seen yourself successfully completing a video. You know that you're feeling confident and you feel all this confidence and motivation. What score would you now give yourself on a 1 to 10? And has that been an improvement from where you were? So Linda Marie's a 7, Leanne feeling positive of an 8, Debbie's a 6, Amanda's a 6, Kerry Ann's 5 now, Hillary's 10, Adair 9 with me heading to 10 or 12. Awesome, guys, awesome. So well done, well done. So can everyone say then that they have improved how they feel about creating video, live video? Yeah? Yes, awesome, Linda, awesome, fantastic. Yes, definitely. Fantastic, that is beautiful. My internet connection is a bit unstable. So a little, good, Kerry Ann, a little is a good deal. Now, so this is the technical stuff and the mindset stuff, and as I was saying to you before, that we've got some other little things that's going to be really, really helpful for you. And one of those things is that I have created a private Facebook group that's called Live Video Confidence for Business Owners. So this private Facebook group is going to be only for people who want to come in and practice live video. So what that means is that you'll be able to come in and do your first live video, and the audience that you're going to have is going to be other people who are in exactly the same position as you. And so thank you for everything, definitely worth it. Beautiful, that's fantastic, Leanne. And so in this group, there's only going to be people there that are wanting to practice Facebook Live, okay? So, and your first video can be as simple as, hello, my name is Tony and this is my first video, okay? It can be that simple, or you can just practice talking. You can just talk about what you've done today. You can tell us about who you are. You can do whatever you like, but it's just going to be there. And if you wish to have feedback on your videos, you'll be able to ask for it, and people will be able to give you some support and encouragement and positive feedback on your videos. So everyone, it sounds terrific. Does that sound like that would be really helpful to you guys? Yeah? Who thinks that they would love to be doing live videos in a private group? Yep. Awesome. Excellent, guys. So this group I have it ready. Beautiful. Sounds helpful. I'm keen to. Fantastic. Sure thing. So this group is all ready to go, and I can send you all a link to this group, and like I said, it's join. It's a private group, and you can just start doing videos straight away. I've got a little intro video in there. I'll set out some little notes for you to make it easier, and you will be able to then get your practice feeling really, really confident and know what it's all about before you go live on your own business page. And by then, you're going to seem like an expert, and everyone will just be raving about how fantastic you are, that you're out there doing videos and you're doing it so professionally. I'll put the kick-ass headlines there too. Excellent, Adair, excellent. Fantastic. So guys, look, thank you so much for coming along today, and I'm glad that this has been really, really helpful to you. And look, I really look forward to seeing you guys doing your first live videos in that Facebook group. Now, I also want to just let you know that if these kind of techniques that we've gone through today are of interest to you and you would like to know a bit more, you may have seen it, I do have a 7-day mindset makeover course that I'm doing online. That's starting on the 28th of February, and it's $7 US to go in this, and every single day there will be tools and techniques a little bit like what we've gone through today that are really going to put you in a very, very positive mindset. Okay, so it's over 7 days. There will be a video every day and little activities that you're going to be able to do that's really going to change how you're using your mind and how you're feeling about whatever it is that you want to change in your life. So if that's something that sounds interesting to you as well, and you'd like to know more about that, we'll have some links to that. And the other special offer that I have, because I'm so very, very thankful, I have booked myself for that, Tony. Yes, excellent, Amanda. I will pop you in that group. You're going to love it. It's really, really fantastic. The other thing that I just want to offer to you, ladies, as well, is that anyone who's interested in knowing more about NLP, I'm offering 20% off my services to you wonderful people. So that means whether you want to work with me one-on-one or whether you want to go into, I'm also doing a weekend course on the 18th and 19th of March, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be using a lot more timeline stuff where you will be able to release a whole lot of your negative emotions and create goals in your future. It's massive, it's amazing. It's kind of like what I do with personal breakthroughs, but in a group format. It's really, really fantastic value. So 20% off if you want to do that, or also my NLP practitioner training that I'm doing on the 3rd of July. So 20% off any of those things if you're interested. So that really, and that's up until for 2 weeks. If you're interested in that, please get in contact with me because you could potentially save yourself $600 off practitioner training and kind of stuff. So it's massive value. But anyway, that's enough from me. It's been an absolute pleasure going through this with you guys, and I'm so glad everything really went very well. So now I'm going to hand you back to the wonderful Adair, who can, take us from here.
Okay, thank you, Tony. That was really, really awesome. I just love that stuff. The NLP, the processes, the techniques, they have helped me so, so much. And putting those ideas together about having the NLP and the technical know-how and expertise of doing the live video on Facebook was a stroke of genius for us, I think. And, and it's so cool that we're able to help you girls. And Colin, you can be an honorary girl because I think you're the only no, I don't know. I think Craig was hiding in the background there, so he can be an honorary girl as well. So, thank you so much for joining us, and I think it's just I think it's something that I'd like to see us do a bit more of, and we can share the love and help get more and more people up and running and confident on Facebook doing Facebook Live, because I think that's where it's at, peeps. That's where it's at. I'd like to just have a couple of minutes just to announce my next 747 course. There are some people here that have been through the 747 Accelerate course with me. Tony and I have similar models that we're doing, but with completely different content. So my 747 Accelerate course that I'm doing is helping you create massive engagement and organic reach on your business page. And live, this stuff here that we're doing is a critical part of that. So that's 7 days for $7 starting on the 27th of February, and we'll send a link about how you can get on board with that. And the other one is my next boot camp is starting. Just let me check. It's on the 27th of March through to the, I've got my schedule up here, through to the May. Let me see, just before I go to the US, through to the 13th of May. So that's an 8-week boot camp. Some of you who are here are already doing my boot camp, the current boot camp. I do have, I'm just wondering if I've got the slide there, because I'm doing a, there we go, there's a special there for boot camp, which is it's normally $497 for the 8 weeks. That's learning the 10 steps of breaking the Facebook code. So this is for Facebook code breakers. And if people want to join the 747 and then come on to the boot camp starting in March, it's only $318 for you guys here. So some of you are already on that. Now I'm just going to stop the share. That will include all those details anyway. We've got someone chatting. Tony's saying, learn so much from Adair about Facebook from her courses. Thank you, Tony. And I love it. I just like, I eat Facebook for breakfast. Someone said, I reckon it was you, Linda, who said, are you addicted? And I'm going, yeah, I'm addicted. I've been addicted to worse things, but it's in a good way because it's something that's actually helping others and helping myself and running a business from home, and it all works beautifully. So we are pretty much down to the wire. Did anyone want to have any last comments or questions in the last couple of minutes, or just no, just remember your resource anchors, use them, they actually work. Use them, yeah, use them, because it's amazing when you let this stuff work, how well it works. And it's just, yeah, blew my mind when I first got introduced to this stuff. And I love it. I love getting as much of it as I can and getting involved and engaged in doing it. Thank you all for coming along. Thank you, Tony, for co-hosting this with me.
Thank you, Adair. You've done a wonderful job organising everything as always.
So, well, I'm looking forward to doing some more stuff with you, because I think it's just been so much fun, and that's what it's about. It's just have fun with it. And Kerry-Ann saying thank you. And
thank you, everyone, who come along as well. It's been a real pleasure.
Linda's saying it's a great course, just finished it. If you want to get on top of Facebook, get onto it. Yes, Linda, thank you. All right, people, we'll send you around the recording of this and all the other links and things that we promised you. And we will see you on Facebook. Thank you very much. Bye for now.
Bye.